Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me today on my latest series of Their Story Told. Their Story Told, I can't even talk today, called Coffee Talk, where I interview my dear friends who are entrepreneurs, talk about their business, talk about what's keeping their sanity through this crisis, and maybe a couple other tips as well. So today, I'm so privileged to have my dear friend, Charlie Price, with me. Thank you so much, Charlie, for being with me today.
Thank you, Marcella. This is fun.
This is really fun. You know, one good thing about this, I guess, if I think there's many silver linings, but stuff like this, it's like I get to chat with really cool people all the time now.
Wow, I'm glad I'm in that ranking with you.
Oh, yeah, you've always been. Are you kidding me? You're like at the top. But I have your like undivided attention, which is very hard to get because you're not.
Touche. It's been a treat, even for myself.
Yeah. So for those, and there's not many, but those who don't know what you do, can you tell us a little bit about your business and what you do?
I'm a plumber.
I'm sure you're everything right now.
My name is Charlie Price. I'm based in Dallas, Texas. I own and operate Charlie & Company. We have 2 locations. For those that don't know, Charlie & Company is a hair salon. Based in Dallas, we also have a location in Fort Worth, and I spend my time on the road traveling to clients from coast to coast as well. And that's me.
Well, I call him my hair god because he really is. I swear.
I mean, Marcella, how long have we been working together? I mean, we're well over 10 years.
Well over. I mean,
yeah. I mean, it has to be at this
second salon.
Let's just stay at 10.
Let's just say.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
Perfect. 10 actually 9.5 years we've been working together.
Yeah. So how are you doing through all of this? I mean, honestly, like business, personally.
I mean, the first couple weeks of this was interesting. You know, I found myself in a really high level of anxiety, and I'm not an anxious person. I mean, I get flustered just like everybody. I don't like to use the word anxious or anxiety. I think it's something that's, I mean, yes, there's people that struggle with it. I'm not saying that, but I find that it's a backdrop for so many emotions and feelings and outcomes that I think a lot of people, me included at one point in my life, used it as, you know, a negative aspect of my character. And that kind of arose whenever all this started, where I was thinking, you know, worst case scenario and worst. What happens? What do we do? Mm-hmm. And, you know, it was the first week. I mean, you know me, I'm a goer. I go. I do and I go. It's only in the last couple of years that I've really enjoyed having some time for myself and taking time for myself. And more importantly, knowing what to do with that time. Yeah. Because I am, you know, my work kind of defined me. I was a hairdresser before I was Charlie. Mm-hmm. And the beginning of this, there was a lot of anxiety. What's next? What to do? Who's telling what? And then as you started to get into this routine, you started to realize that there's nobody that knows what's going on. So how can I expect to know what's going on? And I'm not saying that through ignorance. I'm saying that through, this is, you know, COVID-19 has proven that this is literally an unprecedented time. We've never endured this. There's no blueprint to this. You know, Marcella, I'm enjoying it. I am enjoying it a lot. I enjoy this.
That's awesome. That's so great to hear.
But it does affect me as a manager.
Yeah.
It does. I mean, it does affect me as a leader.
Sure.
Because I have a team of almost 50 people that kind of rely, I don't want to say they rely on me, but they look up to me to be that person to mm-hmm. delegate and to put down and to kind of give the forecast, give the weather. And it's really tough to do when decisions in our world's economy and in our government and in our day-to-day lives are just they're as a matter of fact and on the hour.
Yes.
Every day.
Right. Exactly. You like you said, what have you learned about this, with your industry, with the hair industry and what they're all going through? And, you've got great friends that do the same thing you do as well.
Yeah.
What are they saying? How are they feeling? What are you guys learning about this through?
This has really been a trying time. You find out who your true friends are during times like this too. And I think you also relate that to business, and you find out who your true mentors are.
Sure.
And, I've reached out to so many of mine. Speaking for myself, I mean, we're in the industry of intimate interaction with people.
Mm-hmm.
And there's, hospitality, there's spas, there's so much realm to this. I won't divulge into that, but our hands are on people. I mean, the thing that I look forward to the most is the hug and the kiss between my clients, because my clients, the first couple times, you're a client, but then you're a friend, and there's that hug and that kiss, that interaction, that touch, that feel, that intimate level that only so few people get to have and create, and a hairdresser is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So to take that away, you're left with the abandonment of kind of a creative, then I'm not creating. I mean, I've been doing this for, almost 20 years now, and it's, I've kind of abandoned that. I'm not going to say I lost it. It's not lost. It's still part of me. I know whenever I get out there and ride my bicycle that I'm going to pedal and I'm going to, learn how to ride my bike again.
Yeah.
But that abandonment of the creativity has really kind of relating to what I talked to earlier. I'm learning a little bit more about me. My creativity doesn't define me, and my industry doesn't define me. But I was the first salon in the Dallas market to close. I closed 3 days before I saw kind of the rest of the industry and our mayor, as well as our governor, kind of, not make that a negotiable for non-essentials. And I did it to keep my team safe. Right. We lost 3 days of profits. That would have been nice to have, but this is so much more more than money.
Oh, right.
Money is, I'm fortunate that I can say money is irrelevant right now, because I know that there's a lot of people that cannot say that.
Right.
And, as I've talked to mentors, friends, team, staff, the respect for me was great. I didn't know how people were going to, clients are going to be upset. They're going to go to other hairdressers, or they're going to get this hairdresser. But no, the respect and the rapport with that was really gratefully received.
I bet it was. Well, you've got such a great reputation in the city. And I think those who, if there were any upset, ones that were upset, that's not your problem. So, and you're right. The safety of your staff as well as your clients. I mean, that's the best that you could do. And I think that's the best decision that you could have made, honestly, especially when, what was it? 3 days later, did you say everything shut down?
3 days later.
So, clearly that was the best decision. How do you feel now that there's this not chatter, but there's conversations going on in the whole, our whole country of reopening and, and especially places that maybe haven't been hit as hard. Dallas has been one of those that hit really hard, but how are you feeling about that? Like, are you on board with that? Or are you kind of
back at the beginning of this conversation, I was mentioned just the anxiety of waking up and listening to the news and listening to what was happening next. And here we are, I'm well into a month into this, and we're talking about reopening the country and how this is going to do. But, I think from a management standpoint, from a business owner standpoint,
mm-hmm.
There's been a couple things that are proven in this, and it's, if you're around people, you're going to spread this.
Yes.
Period. We know that for certain.
Mm-hmm.
And in my business, it is such an intimate interaction.
Yeah.
And there's no way to tell. And there's no way to get in between a woman that wants her hair done either. So let's get real honest.
That is so true. Especially now.
I was adamant on no house calls, but I'll tell you, my text messages say differently with these with my clients.
I bet. Oh boy.
So, the big thing with us in re-entering this is, I guess my biggest fear in your question is if we open, we all get back into the salon. I put all the hairdressers in. We start getting all of these clients that have been waiting for us. They're all on waiting lists, and we flood the salon with people, and we put out the balloons and the confetti, and we're wearing our masks, and we got our gloves on, and we're all happy. And then one person infects somebody in my staff.
Right.
Then you're back at the drawing board, because then you have to close the doors again for another 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's, what battle do you want to face here? Do you want to face the uphill battle of, okay, open, 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 open? Or, I think the biggest thing that we're trying to figure out now is, how do we open slow?
Sure.
And again, ask any restaurateur, hotelier, small business, if they want to open anything slow. No, you don't know how to do that.
Yes, that's uncommon. Yeah.
How do you open softly? I think the way that we're going to do it is, we're going to do it at the state's guidelines. Mm-hmm. If it's the 1st, it'll be the 1st. If it's the 15th, it'll be the 15th. If it's June, it'll be June. But I'm so fortunate to say that our doors will open again.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that part, so I have to maintain a positive, stay in a constant state of gratitude of,
yes,
if it's June, if it's May, if it's July, we're going to open our doors again. It's just going to be at a slower pace. Right. We'll work half schedules. We'll only have half of our team in on certain days, distancing people, keeping people away, and doing the things that, you kind of want to do anyway. It's like, okay, you walk through the doors, no, perfect. Go straight to the sink and wash your hands. Yeah. Here's a bottle of hand sanitizer. Put these gloves on. Put this mask on. There's so many firsts. Yes. If anybody, if this was done before, there would be a handbook for it. Every small business owner would get the handbook, and you would just go through it. But, Marcella, there's a part that's not being talked about. I think that it has to be hinted on. Small businesses are getting help. Mm-hmm. We will get help. It's not today, but we're going to get help. And, that's a beautiful thing. How I'm going to pay, I get to pay my rent with this. I get to pay my employees with this. But the one thing I've learned doing these processes as a business owner is, it's almost a sense of validation. It's a pat yourself on the back. Charlie, you've done well. Mm-hmm. You're a kid with an 8th grade education. You never went to high school. You never went to college. You are you went to jail. You're a drug addict. But you're doing so well because everything is so buttoned up. My financials, my having the opportunity to, give personal loans to my staff to be able to, get their groceries or get what they need, whatever it might be. I think a lot of small business owners and entrepreneurs need to take a step back from all the numbers and all the self-help and all the grind. Yeah. Give yourselves a pat on the back. Like, good job. Like, awesome. If you're one of those that can answer the question of, the light at the end of the tunnel is that we're going to go back to work one day, pat yourself on the back. I found that being the biggest comfort for me when I finally got the validation from my sister, got it from my CPA, and then I gave it to myself. It's like, wow, you're doing all right. Good job.
That's so great. That's fantastic, Charlie. That's huge.
It really is. And there's no tips and tricks. I don't know them. I'm learning them as you go. But I think the first tip that I had to give myself was, tell yourself you're doing all right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I don't think you'd ever come to this conclusion until you go through something like this, you know?
Again, I'm a grinder. I'm a goer.
Yeah. Absolutely. You don't stand still ever.
Yeah.
I think, and what is the saying? The past doesn't predict or define your future.
Yeah.
You're a perfect example of that. I think that's so phenomenal. And more people need to hear that. And more people need to, I mean, you've got such self-awareness. That's phenomenal. Because it's hard to get to that point, and it's hard to realize that about yourself. And not a lot of people can pat themselves on the back because they just don't take the time to even think what you need to really sit down and think, what have I been through? You know, and this is
of course.
Yeah. What are some recommendations that you would give, you know, to those listening, of like a podcast that you are enjoying, or Netflix?
I'm not even doing that.
No,
I'm not. I haven't opened my podcasts and my subscription. It's interesting, Marcella. I'm, you know, I podcast on the way to work.
Mm.
I read with intent.
Yay, he joined us. Come say hi. Oh, there he is. Yay, Flemmy.
Okay, there's Lee.
Oh, he's so cute.
I've checked out.
Yeah.
I've checked out. I'm Netflixing.
Yeah.
I'm watching Little Fires Everywhere.
Okay. I keep hearing how great that is.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Such good writing, such good story. I am watching. What else am I watching? What else did we watch? That we loved? Ozark. Yeah, we crushed Ozark. Yeah, we knocked it out in no time. Again, it's kind of finding like the you don't want to go through them all at one time.
You gotta like pace yourself.
The little thing, right? You got to pace yourself on it. So no, just different stuff. And of course, my phone tells me all the time how much daily screen time I have, which I really wish it would knock that feature off.
Isn't that awful?
It's the worst. It's the worst.
I feel like such a loser every time it pops up. I'm like, 8 hours?
Exactly. Yeah, you're lucky you're still in the single digits.
Oh my God. So, okay, I feel much better about myself then.
Yeah, there you go. See, there's your validation for
I
the day.
appreciate that.
No problem.
Yeah, good Lord. Right. And I see Melissa's cooking a ton, which is amazing. Like, I love.
She is, and my God, I'm so fortunate and so blessed to have her in my life right now.
Seriously,
I'm the type of guy that can screw up a peanut butter and jelly. You know, I could have the wrong amounts on each side. Melissa does. She cooks. That's something that I think for a little while she looked forward to and was enjoying, but now I think it's like, okay, I don't want to have to think about what's for dinner.
Right.
But yes, Melissa cooks every night, the nights that we're not supporting our friends in small business and supporting their restaurants. I'm very fortunate to have someone in my life that, you know, prepares an amazing meal every night that we get to have that time together too.
That's awesome.
So most of the time it's in silence.
Yeah. It's like, you're still here.
What do you do today?
I know. You need to get those cards to, like, you know, get you some conversation starter cards. I totally get it. Oh, that's awesome.
Exactly.
Oh my God. So Charlie, where can we find to support you on social media, your website? Where can people find you?
We are at Charlie & Co. Salons on Instagram. And I am Hair by Charlie. And our website is charlieandco.com.
Awesome. Great. Well, and his website as well as his Instagram is so awesome because so many beautiful styles. You get to see what he does with his clients and the coloring and some great inspiration too. So thank you so much for talking with me today. It was so much fun having a conversation, a little coffee chat.
Absolutely. Marcella, thank you. You always continue to inspire so many, and thanks for bringing that smile.
Thank you so much. I love it. Thanks so much for chatting with us and learning so much about what's going on in Charlie's world.
Cheers.
Cheers.